I just feel like I look so different. That's crazy. Anyways, this is a little, hi Mochi. My dog is right here. I can't carry her anymore. Hi Moch, how are you? Hi sweet girl. This is gonna be a pregnancy recap of like all my 9 months. Well, I'm not even 9 months yet. I'm 34 weeks today and going on 9 months. In like, I think 2 or 3 weeks I'll be 9 months. I don't know how all of it works, but Mochi, what are you doing? 34 weeks. This is a little bump day. As you can see, my stomach's pretty low. This is my usual attire, baggy band t-shirt or my husband's t-shirt, and like sweat shorts or sweatpants. Hi Mochi. And this dog, girl, I'm filming right now, you gotta go. So yes, I am 34 weeks and I am filming my pregnancy recap now because I'm pretty tired. I literally just woke up from a nap maybe 20 minutes ago, and yeah, I don't have as much energy anymore unless it's like 7 in the morning, which is really random. So I was like, I need to get this video out or edited and like actually completed before that time comes around. And also next month we'll be packing up our lives as well because we're moving. Our house that we built, purchased in 2021 is finally gonna be done, and that was always the plan for it to be done this year, but just not right when we're giving birth. But it is what it is, God's timing, I guess. All will be well. But anyways, yeah, I thought I would just film this now before I forget or I'm just too busy to film. So if this is choppy, sorry, because I'm filming with my phone and not my camera because I don't want to have to export all of the footage and do all the, and then send it to my phone and then edit it on Final Cut and then send it back and then do all this stuff. I want the easiest route. So all of my notes are on my phone, but obviously I'm filming on my phone, so it's gonna be choppy. Apologies in advance. I think my pregnancy announcement video explained that we were trying. We tried once and we were pregnant, which is a blessing. Obviously, that's not everyone's experience. A lot of people take a long time to have a kid, and that was my initial thought. Like, I was like, it's gonna take a few months, so let's get started. But obviously it happened earlier. Luckily we're in a space where we were ready, and whether it happened in a month or 10 months or 5 months, whatever, we were like gonna be happy regardless. So yeah, that was cool. I found out I was pregnant in December of 2022, and now it's July 2023, which is crazy because I've literally been pregnant the whole freaking year. It's wild. And I'm due next month. So really, really excited to get this baby out of me, meet her, and just kind of start that journey. Not work, not work for a couple of months, well, multiple months, but yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be hard, but it's definitely gonna be like a cool experience, obviously. And yeah, so let's start by talking about my symptoms. From week 5 to week 8 is when, like, obviously I found out I had like really, really minor symptoms. It's kind of how I knew I was extremely thirsty. You know, I had like spells of tiredness where it was just like within a snap of a finger I was like out for the count. And so I knew like something wasn't normal because I'm not a napper. I'm not like, you know, yeah, I was just always tired and little things like that, but no sickness or anything. Once like I confirmed I was pregnant, which was like about 6 weeks, once we got our first ultrasound, that's when all of my symptoms, like horrible symptoms, just came rushing through. So it began with throwing up, which was by far the worst experience of my life. And I really like contemplated, like, was this a good idea? Like, can I actually do this shit? Because it was so horrible. I threw up every single day for like a month. Theo would order all of my favorite foods and I would throw it up almost instantly. And it was a lot because I also had a really bad sense of smell. So everything smelled like 10 times horrible, or just it intensified. So I couldn't leave the room. So I was like throwing up in the room, in the throw up. and then like cleaning it. And it was just like a routine of like, you get food that you really enjoy, you throw it up, you're exhausted, you clean it up, you go just back to sleep, you try to get some work done. No one knows you're pregnant, so you feel very horrible, very lonely, very confused, just kind of lost. Sorry if you hear a lot of licking. Mochi's right under me. Momo, can you stop licking, please? Thank you, Mama. Stop licking. Yeah, so like loneliness and just like misery. I can't even explain the misery that I felt because of how sick I was and no one knowing. So shortly after, around like 10 weeks is when I told my best friend Tanaka that I was pregnant, because I was like, it's just me and Theo. I don't want to be around him right now. I feel sick. He's taking care of our dog, taking care of the household, making me food, doing absolutely everything for me. And yeah, I'm miserable. Like I need someone else to also talk to, you know what I mean? So I just knew I had to tell someone else or I was literally going to go ballistic. So I told her. Shortly after, I told my best friend Trisha, and that was really it. We decided to like wait off on telling people until I was like in my second trimester one. So yeah, we ended up telling my family, and then we told Theo's family, which was cool. And then I felt a little bit better, felt less lonely, felt less anxious, still very sick. But those are the main things: throwing up, being extremely tired, extreme sense of smell. My stomach was oddly really sore. I don't really know why, but that was like a weird symptom I had. And yeah, it was, first trimester was by far the absolute worst. Dizziness. If I had any spark of energy, I would go to the gym and try to like stay on some sort of routine, but I would be in the gym for 20 minutes and then the nausea was so intense that I'd have to leave, and it was back to bed. So it was really miserable, and I was just praying that that wasn't going to be the rest of the pregnancy. Okay, I just took a look at my notes. So yeah, those were the main symptoms in the first trimester. In the second trimester, it was a lot of acid reflux, still extreme tiredness. The vomiting subsided, which we were really happy about. So in the first trimester, I lost 4 pounds. In the second trimester, I gained 14 pounds, I think, 14. Ended up gaining all the way back in second trimester and some, which super healthy. By the end of my second trimester, I was about like 20 pounds up for the whole pregnancy. And I was cool with that. My clothes, I would say from like 14 weeks to 20 weeks, my clothes fit. And then after that, like nothing buttoned up. Yeah, nothing buttoned up. I can still wear my jeans, but obviously I'd have to wear like a really baggy t-shirt on top. So that sucked, like seeing all my clothes not fit. Even like this shirt is like usually a baggy fitted shirt, and like obviously it's not right now because I'm pregnant, but nonetheless, like I was still really happy that I only gained 20 pounds because my goal weight at the end was 30 pounds to gain, but also not getting hung up on weight gain because my mom gained 80 pounds in her first pregnancy. So it could really go either way, and like I'm really active and really healthy, so I just kind of knew that my body was going to do whatever it was going to do no matter what. Anyways, let's go back to side effects. Acid reflux second trimester, leg cramps, mild nausea, like a little bit nauseous here and there, kind of just like goes up and down, like every day is kind of different. Yeah, no vomiting, which is key. I vomited once at 20 weeks and I didn't vomit again, which was really nice. And when I vomited, it was literally all water. So yeah, but oh, one big thing is like having a bad taste in my mouth. That's pretty consistent still to this day. It's a consistent theme. Gum is literally key after every meal. Yeah, I just always feel like my breath stinks, or just like a really bad taste in your mouth, almost like when you wake up, like that pasty, gross feeling. At first, I was brushing my teeth after every meal, but obviously not sustainable, especially when you're not at home. So I stopped doing that, and obviously gum was a big one. So that was it's kind of my second trimester. Second trimester was much better though, and I would say I got most of my energy back. Still naturally just more tired than I ever was before. Out of breath a little bit, but probably the best trimester just because I'm not too heavy. Like I felt like I was huge, but looking back, like I wasn't that big. And by big, I mean my stomach. And then you just kind of get used to the misery. In the second trimester, like you get used to feeling uncomfortable. You get used to your clothes kind of like not fitting well. You get used to not really talking to a lot of people, talking to your friends as much. Though I feel like my friends communicated with me the most in the second trimester. Though, yeah, I would say so. Because first trimester, I was avoiding everybody because no one knew I was pregnant. And then second trimester is when like everyone, the floodgates people, like everyone's so excited. They run to you and everyone wants to touch your belly, and which I absolutely hate. But that's another video to talk about that. But yeah, I felt most loved in my second trimester because people were interested in my pregnancy, and people were just like nicer to me. Yeah, like people just care more about what's happening in your pregnancy, and you're just like used to all the BS that you've been experiencing so far. Second trimester, we went to the Bahamas for my baby moon, which was amazing. But yeah, I felt pretty sick most days. The discomfort started growing on me. I think I was 25 weeks then. But I still think it was a pretty good time to go. I would definitely recommend going before 30 weeks, way before 30 weeks if you can. But yeah, I would, if I could, I probably would have even gone at 20 weeks. So yeah, third trimester has been really heavy. Feeling huge. I've gained 27 pounds in total now. My goal was 30 pounds and I'm 34 weeks, so I'll probably go a little bit over 30 pounds. I don't really know though. The hunger has increased times a million, so I feel extremely, extremely hungry all the time. And I'm training a lot, but not as much as I used to. And I'm not even feeling full. Like, it's bizarre. And I'm not under eating, like I'm overeating, right? Before pregnancy, I was probably eating like 2,200 calories a day. And now I hit that every single day and I'm starving. You know, like I overeat that obviously, but my goal was like to overeat it by like 500 calories, and now it's like that's not even enough. It's wild. But even with that, I lost 2 pounds at my last appointment. So I don't really know what my body's doing. It's just kind of doing its own thing. I think on the higher end, I'll probably go up to 35 pounds by the end of this, or 40 pounds, depending on when I give birth, because I could give birth anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks from today. And on the lower end, I'll probably lose a few pounds, or I don't know, just kind of stay the same and be like 30 pounds at the end of it, which is cool. The first month, I'm hopeful that a few pounds will come off, maybe 10, and then I just have like 20 pounds to burn, which I've done before, so not too worried about it. And genuinely, I feel like I look different, but not anything extreme. My face is a little bit fuller, my hips are a little bit bigger, and obviously my stomach is huge, but I can still tell that like my body is still there. For example, like on the side of my stomach, I still have definition. You know, like I look generally the same. Like my back, not me flexing, my back, I have like definition still. My legs, like my clothes still fit, it's just they don't zip up from my stomach, if that makes sense. So I'm hopeful that things will kind of just like snap back into place in the next 6 months to a year. I don't really know, not really putting too much of a time frame on it. But anyways, third trimester symptoms: shortness of breath. as you can tell. Just feeling extremely heavy and uncomfortable. Feeling lonely is definitely a big one too. Everyone has forgotten about you at this point and doesn't really care, which is cool. I'm used to being pretty much a lone wolf most of the time anyways, but people stop checking in on you. I had my baby shower though, which was beautiful, but a lot of people didn't come, like couldn't come, whatever that means, which sucked. And the people who did come, I was really thankful that they were there. It was really, really fun and nice to see people that I haven't seen in a while. My best friend came down from Ottawa. Some of our other friends came all the way from Seattle, which was really nice of them. And yeah, like I was really happy to just see everybody. And we got a lot of stuff. Maybe I'll add like a clip of all of the shit we got. It's insane. Our registry, at the end of it, we had, at the beginning we had I think like 115 items, and we have 2 items left on our registry, and people still ask me like, can you send your registry over? So we're really blessed, and baby has a lot of stuff. And we have a bunch of gift cards as well that we need to figure out how to use. But yeah, everyone kind of forgets about you right after the baby shower, which is fine, but it's also like the hardest point in your pregnancy because you're like anxious for it to happen. You don't know when you're going into labor. You just want to like talk to people, right? Like you just want to have a community. Luckily, I've had a few friends who also gave birth this year who have reached out to me, and who I've just kind of like stayed connected with, and they've been telling me about their stories. And I didn't want to be that mom who like only has mom friends, and I don't think I will, because a lot of my friends don't have kids. Only one of my really close friends has kids, well, 2 now, but yeah, like I literally only lean on them, and I think they're the only ones who really check in on me consistently, because I think they get it. They've been there. So even my friend Kim right now, she's also pregnant, and she, like, we check in with each other quite a bit, and we never did before. So obviously we're going through the same exact thing, same moments right now, but I'm sure we'll continue that routine because we're in the same just in the same phase of life. And then also my best friend Trisha, she also checks in on me, obviously in a different capacity, but she's a mom, so like she really gets it, and understands like absolutely everything I'm experiencing, because she did it herself 2 years ago. So those are the 2 people who I've really been in contact with probably the most, and they've given me like a push to just keep going because it's been really just mentally taxing. And everyone I talk to says my pregnancy is like the easiest pregnancy on the planet, which it has been. I don't have gestational diabetes. I don't have any complications. I stopped throwing up at like 15 weeks. I work out every day. If I'm being honest, I walk my dog. I've only gained 20 something pounds. So on the outside, it's definitely been the easiest pregnancy in comparison to people who like really have it hard. But it still takes a toll on you nonetheless, and it's still like a hard thing to go through. And shout out to all the single moms, because if I didn't have my partner, I think I would probably die. Because yeah, it's just emotional and like up and down all the time. And you definitely need someone who is going to just support you in any capacity they can, truly, like whether it's emotionally or financially or physically, whatever it is, like going through all these motions. This shit is not for the weak. That's all I gotta say. It's not for the weak. So definitely pick your partner correctly, because you will learn everything about your partner during this time. And at the beginning it was super rough, because it was like we almost were relearning each other. And I've just like never been in such a low space, right? Like feeling so horrible about myself, literally and then emotionally, right? But yeah, you literally have to relearn each other, and I'm sure we'll go through that process again. But it's been like the funnest. Like, even when we went to the Bahamas, we were saying like, how are we getting so close? We're married. Like, and we say that because like we think we're best friends already, but every moment that like goes on, it's like I feel like we're getting closer, and like we're more than best friends. Like, it's like the weirdest thing. It's so wild. Like, how are we getting closer? Like, I swear we're best friends now, and we weren't before, but then we thought we were, you know? So I'm sure that'll happen again. We have our baby, and that's really it, I think. I packed my hospital bag. I packed a bunch of shit in there. I'm also bringing a blanket, my pump and everything, and my feeding pillow. And I also packed, or not packed, but completed and like arranged. I'm doing this because it's all right here. I completed and arranged her diaper caddy, as well as her like cart for like all my pumping stuff, all my pads, more diapers, wipes, everything is all in there. And that'll be here for now, but it'll go in her nursery once we move. So we are moving the first week of September, which is really exciting. So maybe the next vlog you see after this will be a moving vlog or a house tour or something like that, and then I'll probably do my birth story, or the opposite way around. I'm not really sure yet. We'll see. I wanted to talk about how Canada is really different from the States in terms of preparation, giving birth, hospital experience, all that stuff. I know a lot of people want midwives nowadays. Like, it's good to have that, or a doula. It's good to have that like one-on-one support. If you get pregnant and you find out at 5 weeks, that's when you should be reaching out to a midwife, because there's not that many in Ontario. So there is like a waiting list. Everyone is having babies in August supposedly, so there's not a lot of availability. I didn't inquire about one just because both my mom and my sister are labor and delivery nurses. My brother's a nurse. My aunts are nurses. I have a whole tribe of people in that space, so I didn't personally inquire, but I know people who have, and haven't had any luck just because there's not that many midwives, and you literally have to inquire really, really early. So make sure you do that. Every hospital in Ontario, or at least in the GTA, is different. So my hospital that I'm giving birth at is pretty stocked. So they give you, you know, pads, all your postpartum stuff, all that kind of thing, all those kind of like great things. They give you all of that for free, and you can take it home, versus some other hospitals don't. So it really depends. That's something to inquire about with your doctor if you are pregnant looking to give birth in a hospital. But yeah, I thought that was really weird, because I think that every hospital should be the same. Also, like what's it called, prenatal and postpartum classes are not free for the most part. Some hospitals offer online courses for free, which are the courses that I take. So the hospital near me, which is not the hospital I'm giving birth at, but it could be in the case of emergency, they have free online pregnancy, pre-pregnancy, postpartum courses that you have to register for. So we did that, and we've just been taking those every like 3 weeks. We have a class, and they teach you everything, prep you for everything, kind of go on about like the labor and delivery process, breastfeeding, pumping, all those kind of good things. But there are in-person ones that are not covered. You have to pay for them, which is also bullshit, because that's like an important thing that people need to have access to, especially first-time parents. For me, I didn't pay for that because, again, I have a tribe that is very experienced in this. Personally, I worked at a daycare a few years ago, so I've changed diapers. I've dealt with kids from the ages of 3 months, even younger at sometimes 2 to 3 months, all the way up to 4 years old. So I've been changing diapers. I have a goddaughter. I have kids in my family who, you know, I've been around, and so I'm personally prepared for that, but the average person probably isn't. So the average person definitely does not work at a daycare. So I think that's definitely something to take into account, and to focus on. Also, just being prepared for mat leave and things like that. Does your work cover you or top you for a certain amount of weeks, or do they not? For me personally, my work does not top me, which really sucks, because before I took on this new role, I was at a company that did top, but it just made more financial sense to move on and grow in my career and in pay as well. So I did leave that company or organization, and I did lose that benefit of maternity support or benefits. So just understanding the process of maternity leave and EI, and how much the government's going to pay you and not pay you, and just being prepared. Luckily, we're at a state where, you know, we both make a good enough income to survive. We both have savings. We are in a space where we own a home. Like, we have a lot of privilege. Like, we have a lot of privilege that we're kind of in right now in that season, and so we are able and ready to take that on. But for the average person, I think it could be really hard. So just be mindful of that and aware that your income will change because you're not working and you're on EI. And if your work doesn't top you, then that might impact how much time you can take off and things like that. I'm trying to think what else there is to talk about or to catch you guys up to speed on. I'm really burpy. That's another symptom that I get. Very burpy. I'm just tired. Just really tired. But staying active, that's something that I've really tried to do, and I'm really proud of myself that I've managed to work out. At the beginning, when I was throwing up, was probably on average 3 times a week. Second trimester, 5 days a week. Now being heavier, 4 days a week, but the rest of the days I'm walking. So if you count that as a workout, sure. But I'm just really happy that I pushed through. Even on the days where I was really tired and really uncomfortable, I still made it a point to get outside and get a 40-minute walk in. Or, you know, by the time you start a lift, you end up finishing it and it's been an hour and you don't even realize. So I'm really proud of myself. I still go to F45 once a month, which I was cleared to do by my doctor. I did F45 prior to getting pregnant, but I personally think it's too expensive and I hate spending money on it, so I only go once a month. I'm going tomorrow actually with my sister, because she has membership, so I just pop in with her once a month. And yeah, just staying active, keeping it moving. I'm hopeful that she'll come a little bit early, maybe like a week or 2 early, and then you guys will meet her. I think, I don't really know how I feel about putting my kid online, but you'll meet some part of her, whether it's her back, her feet, or something. You'll get a visual of like the fact that I have a human in my hand or whatever. I don't really know. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little pregnancy recap. I'm glad I'm filming it because, as you can tell, I'm out of breath. I feel really heavy. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna film is. I'm definitely gonna do a house tour of some sort and a moving vlog. So I really think that's gonna be the next video, or it's gonna be my birth vlog. I've decided that I do want to vlog during labor. How long that video will be, I don't really know. How in depth, I don't really know, but I'm gonna get my sister and my husband Theo to, you know, get some clips in, and hopefully all goes well. Send a prayer, pray for me, pray for a safe delivery, and I'll see you guys in a month.